So the plan is going to be that I'm going to fly somewhere nearby carrying all of these, and then Rafi and Fire Golem are going to infiltrate the camp, and Rafi's going to break the bonds on Gorm, and then shortly after that, the Fire Golem's going to start the camp on fire, and then Harmony is going to fly down and grab Gorm while I go back to my body and fly up and drop all the grenades on everyone. And then we're just going to try to pick them off as they run away.
When did the fire golem go in with Ruffy? Come into the plan? I didn't hear when that came in. Because we've already established that fire golem plus flammable things equals fire.
I thought we wanted him to start the camp on fire.
Probably not until after Rafi's infiltrated, so we'd want probably when you go fly up, the golem runs in to light things on fire. If we decide to
I thought you said you wanted the golem to light things on fire before you try to rescue Gorm and cause more confusion.
But the timing of which, well, you can still send them in and hopefully do something, but I mean, the other option is I just troop in, save Gorm, and then let them follow me and you set traps for them.
Is there one way in and one way out?
Of the camp? No, it's set up in as close to an open field as you can get, and there are multiple ways out of the camp itself.
Okay, so we won't necessarily know that we come the same way we came in a panic.
Correct.
So we can't sit there with arrows ready for them.
Not really.
I mean, we can hope, but
So I think if I let them chase me, we set a trap farther down the road. We'll thin their numbers and be able to take the camp more easily. With the grenade options, which will still be available to us if anyone's still in the camp. We can still do that after we try and lure some of them away.
Yep. The main thing here is how do we keep them from shooting you out of the sky when you're trying to get Gorm out?
Oh, I can fly high enough until Gorm gets out of a tent. I can swoop in and grab him fast enough to get him
And then get shot down.
a distance.
Getting away
what if
fast
they
enough
just
for them
shoot
not
you
to
in the
shoot
neck
you.
after you're down there?
Which is why we were going to do the grenades to cause distraction. So if I do go down, we'll be out hopefully far enough away from the camp that you can cause enough panic that they kind of forget about it. Or gives me a Gorm time to get out. Or Rafi can come fight me out. But if
This is also
That's why
all
the
assuming
distraction
that
is there.
Rafi gets in there without getting shot to pieces.
Are there surprise rounds in this system?
and again, I don't want to be morbid with my friends, but this is assuming Gorm is alive.
Well, if Gorm's not alive, Rafi will be able to find that out. And then we can still take out bandits.
Well, yes, and hopefully he doesn't get discovered, and then we find out Gorm's not alive, and then we're in a battle without Gorm.
That's why I kind of just wanted to go above, far enough away and figure it out before we said Rafi in. But then they'll be able to see me if they have.
And there are tents there. You might not be able to see.
Kyrath, technically, no, but, depending on what you do, you could get the drop off them. It's not as clear-cut as in D&D, but they're kind of there.
Can you attack?
So if Harmony was lucky, he might be able to dive in, grab Gorm, and then start flying out of range before they shoot him with 2,000
The problem
nets.
is they'll probably be able to see me.
I mean, if you can do it in 6 seconds.
Well, we should just wait until it's nighttime.
That's true. It'd be much harder to see me then. I'll just wrap my face up and I'll be black as night. How full is the moon on our handy dandy calendar? How full are the moons?
The moons. Let's see, today is.
So what time is it now?
You're
3 p.m.
It's probably like 4
3:20.
or 3:20, yeah.
Today is Joy's Day, and Alpha is. I don't know the names of all the moons. Alpha is like a little crescent on this side, whatever that one means, and then Omega is half and half on each.
Switch me at least over to the map, and I can see the moons.
I guess I can just switch everyone over and see for yourself.
Well, I mean, it doesn't matter what the name is.
Joy's Day, the 13th. The first, the moon under,
quarter.
The moon under, yeah, the moon under 3 is Alpha, and the other one is Omega.
Okay. Yeah, one is on a quarter, and the other is on a half.
Okay, also have to be careful to stay out of the moonlight.
I don't know if this, but Jeffrey does have stealth.
Well, we should spend the rest of the daylight creating traps along the route that Harmony's going to fly along, and then when night falls, we can instigate the plan.
Yeah, how far away is the camp from here?
Oh, the camp is over there. I have no clue what the distance is, but we just walked it, so I figured Ari probably knows it. So.
Not really good at distance either. You're about, I would say you're about 15 minutes away from it. On foot.
On foot, yeah. Be about a mile-ish.
You know what would work better? Who's the fastest here? Wait, Bramble, you rode Jeffrey, right? Yeah.
Yes, I did.
Okay. Revised plan. We set traps along the path that you and Jeffrey are going to take. You attach a fire vial to an arrow, launch it into the camp when curiosity gives you a signal. And then you guys draw them out of the camp. I go in and scare Gorm, rescue Gorm after they've already funneled out towards the traps.
I go in and scare Gorm.
I mean, if he was conscious and all of a sudden like a streak comes through, I would probably scare him a little bit.
That sounds like a good...
That way we can control which way they run. And we can lead them into the traps. And if we set the grenade vials in marked little bits of sand, you can target those with arrows when they run past them.
If you're snipers.
Well, I wasn't talking about you, Curiosity.
That was out of comment. Good.
Too bad. But I think because Jeffrey is fairly fleet of foot, you should be able to outrun anybody. And we don't really care exactly where the arrow lands as long as it lands inside the camp and, start something on fire and gets them to notice you.
This is true. A distraction like that would be beneficial, at least.
Okay, out of character question.
Mm-hmm.
If Jeffrey goes stealth and if I'm riding him, does that mean I'm stealth too? Or...
Nope, you have to make sense.
So I'm just floating through the air.
Well, are there dunes that could conceal you until you're close enough to be within range of a bow? So you only have to be visible for enough for them to see you and run out and try and catch you. I think we should also try and set out traps if we can find two dunes that are next to each other, so we can funnel them in and have people hiding behind waiting for them. Anybody have any thoughts about that? I feel like
I could summon some waves of water.
We can create one from the sounds of it with the water. Create a small little channel, just enough to ease traffic into one particular location, and
that's true.
Set the traps there.
I have a 10x10 tarp we can use, set a pitfall trap, cover it in a little bit of sand, so they won't see it. Take out some of them before the fighting even starts.
That would work as well.
Okay, so now we have to find a spot to dig this pit trap that we can funnel people into. So we've got our work cut out for ourselves. Unless anybody has any objections to the new plan.
Let's just summarize the plan just so everybody understands.
Okay, so under cover of night, Rafi goes in, with Curiosity's eyes. You will have to take Curiosity with you, Bramble, so that you know when Rafi has set Gorm free, if Gorm is alive. So that you know when to launch your arrow. You're going to take a fire vial, attach it to an arrow, launch it into the camp. Once Curiosity comes back to his own body, or just speaks to you and says now, or something, gives him something, because he can still talk. And then I'll wait for you to launch and once the distraction has funneled enough of them out, and you lead them back to our ambush, where we have a pitfall trap and some other stuff and some people lying in wait. I don't expect everybody to follow you, but it should be enough that we can thin our numbers and then go after the camp afterwards. And maybe give me a chance to escape after they're distracted. So I'll rescue Gorm, take him to a safe place. Once I'm sure he's safe, if he's conscious, I'll bring him to the fight. If he's not, I'll hide him somewhere and come help. And that's the plan.
The only thing I'm worried about is the extra weight from the grenade on the arrow.
It doesn't have to be the most accurate. It just has to be
close.
It just has to hit in the camp somewhere.
Gotcha.
I've seen you shoot. I think you can do it.
I think so too.
So what would be the status of Gorm and Rafi, assuming Gorm is alive? But at this point, when you're shooting a fire arrow into the camp?
Well, if Rafi just gets on Gorm's shoulders and I rescue both of them, then I'll have both of them.
But you're going in response to the fire arrow. So
yeah, we'll just have to hope that Curious can tell him which building to try to avoid. And if not, they're gonna have a little bit of fire to deal with.
We're trying to
you're
rescue
gonna have a little
him?
bit of fire to deal with as you try to go through some fire, and then your wings start on fire.
We're trying to rescue him, not burn him to death.
We can put out fire, it'll be fine. And if it'll hit the outside of the tent, not the inside.
If he was captured, he was already pretty hurt. I imagine, right?
Well, we have to try something to distract. Anyway.
Can Rafi use a spell stone?
Somehow I don't think so.
I can, but my intelligence is garbage, so nobody wants me
What's
to
the
attempt
requirement
that.
of using a spell stone?
You have to be able to cast spells.
Wait, I thought anyone could use a spell stone. That was the point of it.
Let me look back. You might be right.
Yes, anyone is being the key, the operative word there.
How dare you? Rafi is a sentient thing, so...
I don't have a card yet for a spellstone, do I? Where's my book?
Well, see, looks, I will turn it to tell Rafi and Curiosity. So if Gorm is incapable of moving by himself, it changes the plan, because if he's inside, I can't just swoop down and get him. So, I'm not sure exactly what we're going to do then. But, I think, regardless, we have to do something to thin the numbers, so I think the rest of the plan stands. Because we're never going to be able to just walk right into the camp and get Gorm, if he can't make it out on his own.
Well, if I shoot the fire arrow, set the fire on your, basically you'll be the first one. You'll be the first one out. If whoever can shoot as archers, shoot behind you with more grenades. If anybody's coming, there's a better chance that we're going to get them because you'll be out of the way. Because I can basically I can make 2 arrows. I have one sitting on the ground and then knock another arrow and be able to be ready by the time you fly.
Yeah, this thing is you just have to give yourself time enough to get back to the trap.
True.
Be a mage in order to cast a spell using the spell stone.
If you are a mage, roll a Vechaunus stone, you can use the cast action to cast the spell. It continues as if you knew it, with no magic point cost. Once the sword spell has been cast, it cannot be used again, although you can recharge a stone by casting the spell. It is meant to hold upon it while the stone is empty.
What's the target number on your healing spell?
11.
Yeah, no, I'm not. No, that has a high probability of failure with me.
But Rafi is like a magical familiar.
But he can't cast magic.
And I'm the one who made the spellstone, so like he could get a special ability to use it through our connection.
I feel that's like too much rules lawyering, but okay.
Well, it says if you are a mage. Yeah, so if you are, you have to be a mage in order to use the cast action spell, I think. So yeah, you have to be able to cast spells. I mean, technically the rules mean that you have to be the mage class, but because of the shenanigans we've done, I will say you have to be able to cast spells, which almost everyone in your party can, so.
Although the familiars do say that they can have their own abilities and skills, and they can assist you when you do actions. So I could just use it, and then he could assist me, and then channel it through his body.
That is true. I think you've already established, though, that Rafi's anything but a normal familiar.
He's the begrudging familiar that rolls his eyes when he likes.
This is very confusing.
Well, we just have to hope that Gorm is able to get out of a tent on him by himself. And
Yes, otherwise.
How about a potion? Could Rafi carry a potion?
you just drink it? Oh, that would work.
But will it cost him not to be able to stealthily walk around? Because if he gets caught before we ever start this whole thing, I'll try and distract them enough by kind of like flying in the air, make them see me a little bit so that they're not looking at the ground. But
wait, why would you be seen? I thought you were going to be stealthy. That's why we're doing it at
Right.
nighttime.
You're right. Never mind. Nighttime. Sorry.
I'm sure that Rafi can walk if he's got a little backpack on with a potion inside it. Right, Rafi?
Do you have a pouch, a spare pouch we can have on Rafi? But can you take it out? I guess if Gorm's not conscious enough to use the potion.
You say right, Ralphie, but you're controlling Ralphie's whole body, and he can't acknowledge or anything. It's pretty much Ralphie's consciousness is being subdued by yours.
So am I controlling Rafi's body? I thought.
As you've been having this whole conversation, you've been controlling him this whole time. Basically, Ralphie's not at home right now.
I thought he was just seeing out of his eyes, and Ralphie was still the one looking around.
No, that's why I was saying, like, every time he seems to talk, he seems to look at the person he's talking because it's curiosity moving. So from Curiosity's perspective, he's looking at Harmony when he talks, but really, it's just a cat staring at you while Curiosity's mouth moves.
Yes.
To roll stealth, or does Ralphie get to roll stealth?
You'd roll stealth, but you'd use Ralphie's stats.
Okay. Hopefully he has better stealth than I have.
Well, we need to upgrade him because I forgot about every time you level up, he should level with you. So we'll probably buff his stealth this time.
Oh, retcon buff! Oh, look, Rafi is the perfect infiltrator. How did that happen?
Well, he is a black cat. He kind of is already.
Yeah, exactly.
That's true.
He's the new and improved Bob.
Improved, yes.
New, not as much. He's pretty old.
I would also like to point out, I dare you to put anything on a cat and watch them do any other reaction other than fall flat on their side because there's something strange on them.
Yeah, but Curiosity's controlling the cat. So Curiosity can actually kill the cat at this moment in time.
I knew that pun was coming.
I could not resist. I had to be the first one to use it before somebody else said it.
Where is Sira?
Oh, I was just going to ask, I want to know where Sirva is.
She's at your front door or something?
No, here's the text. So that bratty little dog just ran into my room and peed on the side of my bed, so I'm trying to clean that up. I can hear everything, I just can't talk right now. That's why I was dying of laughter. Because I was like, wow, that's like timing right there.
Oh boy.
She goes, me and this dog do not get along. I was trying to be nice. So she may also be killing the dog while she's away. We'll never know.
Okay, so we're setting traps, setting a funnel for things, and then we're waiting for nightfall, and then we're enacting our master genius rescue plan. These rescue plans always go so well.
Yep, pretty
I think
much.
we should practice putting a potion on Rafi and seeing if we can still move around fluidly.
Armory takes his coin purse and pouch that's on his belt, empties the coins into his hand, shoves it in his backpack. It's like with the belt, because he doesn't really have anything else on his belt. Well, no, he does, but so he takes his rope, makes a little thing to go around Rafi. Anyway, healing potion, right? We're using a healing potion in this. I don't have one.
Little Ralphie backpack.
I do happen to have this one. Well, at least I believe I do. That's a healing potion.
Great. Slide it in the pouch. I'll cut a little bit, enough of the rope that I need to use to make it so it's not trailing a really long rope, because my rope's pretty long. So I'll sacrifice my rope for the mission to get him to do it. Oh yeah, 60 feet. I got 60 feet of rope.
Yeah, how much do you need? Do you need rope or does twine work?
Twine would probably work in this scenario.
Oh, by the way, curiosity, it's been well past 10 minutes. It's been more like 30 minutes, and you're still seem to have the connection with them.
Which means 3 points?
Or I'm stuck inside Rafi's body. Oops, I made a mistake, everybody.
No.
What'd you do this time?
What?
I think the GM said you might want to get him out of Rafi.
I'm just making it.
I think it was more like she was noting that.
Well, I think you said that it was 1 magic point every 10 minutes or something, didn't you?
Yeah.
So that's gonna.
Well, hurry up and put the backpack on. We need to test
Well, if we have twine, I'll use twine instead of rope.
Business got twine.
Cool. We use that. We'll make a little fun potion backpack for Rafi.
All we need now is a pair of boots to put on Rafi.
He is not Puss in Boots.
You're putting a backpack on the cat!
Can Rafi/I still move around with this said backpack?
You kind of move your body a little bit. It's a little weird because you're not used to being a cat. But, I mean, it takes a moment. You kind of adjust it to balance on your back a little bit better. But it seems like fine. You move around with it.
Work.
Great. Okay, now we gotta set up the traps. We got a lot of work to do before nightfall.
Okay, I attempt to return to my own control of my regular body.
Okay. What do you do?
I just close Rafi's eyes, and then I think, okay, Rafi, thanks for letting me control your body. I'm gonna go back to my own body now. And then I just think about opening my eyes and seeing out of my regular eyes.
Okay. It takes you like a full minute to do this. And then right at the end of it, you just hear like a cat sigh, like a cat meow sigh. Just like, oh my word, finally.
I'm starter again.
And then you open your eyes and you see Ralphie sitting. He opens his eyes and he kind of shakes himself off a little. Looks at the backpack that's now on him. Puts his head down and shakes it.
Yeah. Hey, Rafi, you wanted to go in and do this mission, right? Well, if Gorm can't walk, we're in serious trouble. So, backpack's the price you pay for adventure.
Oh.
Don't worry, Rafi. If we get through this, I will see about getting you a nice fish.
Well, now that we know it works, I can take it off until curiosity has it. If it's back in your body, so it doesn't have to bother you, just bother him.
He immediately gets up and walks towards you to do that.
Yep, I'll take it off for now, so he doesn't actually make the potion go vanishing before we enact our genius plans.
As soon as you get it off, he shakes off again and stretches out and then climbs up on Curiosity's shoulder.
Hey,
Thanks for
see
your help,
He
Rafi.
looks at your face a little bit, Curiosity.
So what does Winter think of this plan?
She was busy dealing with her tiger.
No, Winter was more fascinated in just watching Curiosity speak and the cat move.
So should we start preparing?
Yeah, let's go find a good spot for the ambush.
Curiosity, you only lose 1 magic point.
Okay.
Infinite scrying through familiar.
That's for Alfie over there. That one.
With a very poofed out tail.
She's the spunky one.
Okay, so we're doing the plan.
Let's do the plan. Let's go get traps.
So where are we digging this pitfall thing?
Ideally between like 2 dunes, so it kind of funnels them into it.
Yeah.
And kind of like, and so people can hide behind the 2 dunes and wait for people to come around.
Yeah. Kind of like the people waiting would be on the far side, so that they have to come through. So that the enemy has to come through the dunes anyways. And
You should probably put the pit a little bit back so that you can actually hit people that come around into the pit. They don't like start climbing over the top of the dunes.
yeah.
Okay. So, with this being, you guys deciding on a plan, getting some things together, you start figuring out best positions, places to be, where you're gonna put your pits and the like. But as you guys do this, we're gonna switch over to Gorm and see what he's been up to.
Super dead.
Before we switch over, I would have set the grenade onto the arrow. And actually, I want to set the fire one, the acid, and I want to set a smoke bomb one. So I'll have 3 arrows ready.
Okay.
So, Gorm, you look to be in a very posh tent.
They're feeding him grapes.
That would be so funny.
Well, there's
They're actually nice bandits, and they're just like, no, let us help you out.
No, they're actually, before the torture, they like to get their patients well. Just like Princess Bride.
let's see here. There's a couple of flasks of probably expensive drink, a couple of chessboards. So there's
Is that
games involved.
chessboard or is that backgammon?
It's hard to say. It looks more like it's a chessboard that folds out to a backgammon.
I agree.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah.
Or it looks like 2 of them, actually.
Combination.
Okay.
But plenty of comfortable beds. And I'm assuming it's drink. There could be a hookah machine as well in there. Don't do drugs.
Alice in Wonderland.
Okay. Gorm. You come to consciousness after you feel a splash of cold water on your body. And you kind of look around and get up and look around you, and you see indeed a nice tent lit on the inside. There seems to be a table, some rugs and chairs in different places, and you find yourself tied to some sort of chair. Your arms are bound behind you. Once again, all your stuff's been taken. And you look across and you see a man. He's covered in like cloths and armor kind of mixed in together. His face is completely covered, and he has like a large kind of curved blade on his side, and then on the other side he has a very interesting looking dagger. It's got some kind of ornate hilt on it with a glass vial, seems to be the hilt of it. The reason you notice it is that it strikes against the rest of his other outfit, which is all kind of functional and dusty and kind of looks like what you would expect from a bandit. But this dagger in particular, it almost looks ornamental, like the kind of dagger that you'd see like maybe on a king's mantle or something. It's very beautiful and very detailed and intricate. You see in the room surrounding are other bandits. Most of them have their face covered too in the same sort of fashion. And you see the man leaning up in some kind of like makeshift little like cushioned throne chair. And you hear a voice that you presume comes from behind that mask say, "Who else did you come with? How many of you are there?" I can't hear you at all. It's not what my people tell me. There's quite a few of you. Tell me about them. Your friends. What can they do?
Gorm just gives him a look.
Yeah, I had to try. And he nods. And you feel someone just clocks you across the face. Now look, I prefer conversation. It's quicker, it's easier. Just all around better. Or we can do this the hard way. And I mean the hard way. I don't mess around. You're either gonna lose your ears, your toes, your fingers, or you can just tell me what I want to know.
Yeah, Gorm doesn't trust a word he says. He's just staring him down. He expects he's going to be killed in the end anyways.
It's unfortunate. Why couldn't you get the younger one? The one with the water, you said. You hear someone back. This is the only one that was there. Well, there was the fairy, but we couldn't get a hold of her. That's unfortunate. Feel like one of the younger ones would have been a little easier. Let's start with the right ear. You hear someone unsheath their blade, and he grabs you by the head, and he just takes your right ear and he just starts cutting into it.
And I imagine there is. Hey, well,
so go ahead.
Let's see how dignified does Gorm.
Go ahead and make a Constitution save.
I was gonna say self-discipline, willpower.
This is Constitution because we're dealing with how much pain you can deal with.
I mean, to me, that would seem to be like passing out.
Right, we're dealing with both things, so it's more Constitution than you're not trying to keep it's not like you're concentrating on something. I'm trying to see the level of pain Gorm can take, so you need to roll a Constitution save.
I mean, it would be concentrating on not losing composure or control of his muscles or behavior. I can agree. Constitution for passing out, or would stamina be a focus for that?
Yes.
But if you don't have the willpower to resist the pain, then you're just going to start screaming.
That's not a great roll. Okay. Yeah, you've never really, I mean, you've experienced some things before, but this is on a much higher level than you're used to. You can go ahead and roll willpower, self-discipline. Okay. You manage, even though you're physically, your whole body is wanting to scream out, you manage to bite your lip and hold it back, as you feel the whole ear come off. And one of the bandits throws it at his chief's feet and kind of looks at it. Take off the bandages next. And they start ripping the bandages off of your face. And see what they see. Your discolored skin and pointed ears. Ain't that interesting? Don't often see half-orcs around here. Well, I mean, I do more than most. He looks around to his friends. We can get him detained. He might work well for the collection, don't you think? And there's a couple chuckles throughout the tent. Well, son, you thought any more about my deal? I'd rather not kill you. It's kind of a waste. You seem strong and fit. I bet I could get a good price for you.
And he just regularly spits out burned scum.
Yeah. Name calling really isn't going to help you out here. I don't care what you think of me. I just want to know who you work for. I know what you did at Zagata. And my boss is curious. And if she's curious, I'm curious.
I work for myself.
But who sent you? Clearly work for that caravan. But out of there, I don't think they have any ties with Zagata other than the obvious. Was it the mayor? Someone else? Seems up.
Where do you mean something where?
Well, it seems awfully strange that you and your party came in when you did, right before that major army came and wiped that little town off the map. I mean, I don't care. Like I said, it doesn't really bother me, but the higher-ups want to know. I just figured I'd ask.
I was there. The pay was good.
Who paid you?
For what job? Which job?
Who paid you to defend that town? Who knew that those people were, that army was on its way there and sent you?
I think the Trogs told us of the army.
You know, I would cut the other ear off for that, but that's kind of a funny answer, so I'll let it slide this time. There's no way the Trogs paid you and sent you ahead of time. No. Who was it? Was it Crimson Force? Crimson Force.
Tavern?
Not the tavern, the people it's named after. Did they send you?
Are most of them dead? That was a long time ago.
You really don't know what's going on, do you? My friend, if you think most of those people are dead, well, maybe I misjudged your party. Maybe you guys are just a bunch of random people who got there in the right place at the right time. Well, depending on whose view it is. do you know, if anything? Well, why are you going through there? Are you just protecting that caravan?
Basically. I have my own goals.
As we all do. Of course. Well, I suppose you've been pretty up forward thus far. See, I knew with the proper coaxing it wouldn't take very long. Could have been less messy, obviously, but, well. I guess you'll have a scar or two to tell the old war story. Let me see. You are just here to run with the caravan. Why choose those other individuals? Why are you particularly with them? Especially the younger one, the younger Gloamling. I'm more interested in him. He has some pretty interesting abilities.
I work with them in the Caravan.
What do you know about him?
Actually, he's annoying.
That doesn't really help me at all. What are his capabilities? Where does he come from? Why is he here? Is the bigger one related to him, or is it some kind of bodyguard?
I guess I'm kept to myself mostly. I was more concerned with personal matters and money.
Well, that's unfortunate. I was really hoping we would get someone with a little more information, and he looks to his bandits. But that's not your fault. You can only tell me what you know. Suppose if I keep you alive, they're probably going to come after you. Maybe that's not such a bad thing. Maybe then I can get with someone with a little more answers for me.
Okay. I'd like to pause for a second.
Mm-hmm.
So I never really were there any clues about when Olav disappeared? Like, what did I see when he was captured and taken away? Because he never sent me that.
No, sorry. No, these, I've been waiting to have a chance, so I'll get that to you by the break. But if you're thinking that maybe clues lead to these people, no. The indications you had were that it was a different group of people, kind of people who who were new to the area and managed to grab him. You think maybe it was either slavers or pirates or someone else, but you didn't get the feeling that it was. It didn't look like these people.
Is there anything that stood out about them that I could mention to this person to maybe get a reaction out of him?
As far as what?
The thing Gorm cares most about is figuring out who they were and how to find Olav.
Mm-hmm. I mean, not really. You're kind of vague on details. You don't really. You have an idea of who they are, but you don't know anything like that would be significant. You don't know names or a significant symbol of theirs or anything like that.
Okay.
All right. Well, it's impolite of me. I haven't asked you your name. What is it, son?
Gorm.
Gorm. Well, barring your initial problems. You've been very forthcoming, at least. I don't think you're holding anything really back that you would know. It seems like anything I actually wanted to know you don't know anything about, which is unfortunate. But you've been straightforward after that, so I think we'll keep you around for a little bit. If nothing else, it'll probably draw your friends out. So I should probably be preparing for that. But, I think you've earned some rest. And he nods to one of his friends. And the bandit comes forward and he comes up to you and he uncorks what looks to be like a vial of something red. And he offers it to you to drink. You're tied up, so he's obviously going to have to help you.
I go along with it. I just assume it's a healing potion. If they want to poison me, there are easier ways to kill me.
Yeah, and you are correct. It is a minor healing potion. The lesser, which I believe is 1d6 plus your constitution. So you had like 5 hit points when they brought you back, so you can have 5 hit points.
Lesser would be 2d6.
2d6, okay. It's 2d6 plus your constitution. Well, it'll be the 1d6 one, the minor one. They're not going to spend one of the better ones on you. But the minor one, 1d6 plus your constitution, and then plus the 5 hit points you had when you started this conversation. And then as you drink it, you feel not your ear coming back or anything, but the pain dulls. You can feel that the blood has stopped dripping down your head and neck. And he's like, and he backs him away. Take him over to the other tent. We'll tie him up and hold him up until we can transfer him back to the fort. And see to it that he's trying to make it somewhat obvious as to where he is. We don't want his friends to miss him. And as he speaks, some of the other bandits come up, and you feel something hit you in the back of the head, and you lose consciousness again. And that's where we're going to end the session for tonight.
No.
I have to go to bed. I got a plan for your crazy plan.
You needed a crazy plan.
And she's got to do it in a new engine, so to say. But again, thank you for joining us in live, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the show and all that. Players, I'm glad you guys made it out. Thank you again for a wonderful evening. Let's see if we can't stop any more dismemberment. And maybe steal this guy's knife, because I want it. But barring that, let's see what happens.